With my first prediction of 2025, I believe that Austin Theory will win this year's Royal Rumble. While the obvious choice is Braun Breaker, following Austin Theory's return at Survivor Series 2025, him winning the Royal Rumble cannot be ruled out. Giving this win to a repackaged Austin Theory could bring more depth and intrigue to his character following a failed push from former CEO Vince McMahon, where neither a United States title win or a Money in the Bank cash-in could get anybody to see Austin Theory for the true talent that he is. On the women's side of things, I think Tatum Paxley, following her loss to JC Jane at Gold Rush 2025, is the perfect choice to win this year's Royal Rumble. It's also worth noting that she's currently in NXT, so not only would this be her NXT call-up, but she would also be the first NXT superstar to debut and win the Royal Rumble. In a time where the women's main roster is already looking thin, why not take the risk and push a women's star from NXT? Now, in terms of who we might see at the Royal Rumble, I think this is a perfect time for Ricky Saints to finally leave NXT after beating Obafemi, which in and of itself is a huge accomplishment. I think there is so much he has to offer to the main roster, and where better to debut him than the Royal Rumble. One thing we don't see often is NXT factions being called up to the main roster as an entire group. And honestly, since the Undisputed era, we really haven't seen a successful NXT faction call-up in a very long time. There is nothing more that NXT can offer Dark State to further their career, and I think what is really next for them is the main roster, whether that's debuting against the Wyatt Six or the Vision. I'm just excited to see them somewhere where they can thrive and take on new challenges. While on the topic of NXT, I'd like to discuss who I think could be the next winner of the NXT Championship, and that is none other than the winner of LFG, Jasper Troy. Jasper has everything that you want in an NXT champion. He's got the look, he's got the entrance, and he's got the potential. While he's currently holding the Speed Championship, it might not be long before we see him fighting for the big one. Let's talk about my next pick, which is that the Viper, Randy Orton, will pick up the Undisputed Championship at some point in 2026. As the Viper's career comes to an end, the question on everybody's mind is, will he win his 15th world title, and when? Drew McIntyre's win over Cody Rhodes really set the stage for anybody to come in and win that belt, and that includes Randy Orton. For my next two predictions, I believe that 2026 will mark the end of two legendary careers in Brock Lesnar and former WWE superstar Edge. Adam Copeland has not been seen in AEW since September of 2025, and let's face it, his time is dwindling. Whether Edge decides to retire in WWE or AEW remains to be seen. What I can tell you is that it is very likely that this is the last year that we see Edge performing in the ring. In terms of Brock Lesnar's retirement, there's not much to say. Everyone's talking about it, John Cena's talking about it, and it just seems like this is fact, this is what's happening, and the last appearance of Brock Lesnar will be at SummerSlam 2026, live from Minneapolis. What I think makes a good Money in the Bank winner is popularity, in-ring ability, as well as their theme song. Trick Williams is an up-and-coming star who would greatly benefit from a Money in the Bank win. His theme song alone is a good enough reason to give him the Money in the Bank briefcase. With a star this big, WWE would be foolish to not at least consider Trick Williams. For the women's match, I think Lyra Valkyria would benefit the most. She went from the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion to fighting on episodes of Main Event against the likes of Ivy Nile and Lola Vice. Giving Lyra the Money in the Bank could help reignite that flame that made her so exciting to begin with. Those are my predictions for WWE in 2026. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed to join the Ringside crew today.